Hey FPL, and welcome to yet another episode of the 2021-2022 English Premier League season. In this episode, I shall cover my team review, squad selection, and then lastly captaincy picks. I'll jump right into our team review for our Game Week 6 fixtures. And it was a dominant display from my midfield, with my standout players being Mohamed Salah, who was my captain, who scored 14 points overall. Rafinha with 8 points, Damari Gray with 6 points, and Diego Jota final with 7 points. At the back, I was only able to register one clean sheet. That's from Makal, who scored 6 points. And with all my forwards blanking or failing to show in their Game Week 6 fixtures, that's Lukaku and then Ronaldo. But we're hoping for the best to come in our Game Week 7 fixtures. And for my transfer plans, I'm looking to use my two free transfers rather. That is from Game Week 6 and then my free transfer from Game Week 7. So I think that's going to save me some bit of funds because it is what I anticipated ahead of this Game Week 7 deadline, because I wanted to bring in at least 3 new players. And as you can see, Luke Shaw will be making way because he's injured. I think Diego Jota, it was just a matter of time because he kept on asking if he'll be able to feature in our Game Week 7 fixtures. So Game Week 7 he faces Man City, which I think is a tough fixture. And knowing that he hasn't really been known for goals in his previous game weeks, I think we might have to let him go this time round. Because after in his game week fixture against Man City, it will be followed by game week 8 against Watford, and then game week 9 against United. Yeah, so for Luke Shaw, he has a 75% chance of featuring in his game week 7 fixture against Everton with a shoulder injury. So I'm not going to take a gamble with him because I was looking to transfer him out and bring in maybe a Chelsea player, because they have decent fixtures ahead. So for this, we're going to replace him and then bring on, I think, I was looking at Rudiger or maybe Alonso for his attacking threat and his forward passes and crosses, because he's more of attack-minded compared to Rudiger. Though both of them are in decent form, as you can see, but the only difference is the price change, because Rudiger right now is going for 5.7 and then Alonso at 6.0. But for now, I'm going to proceed with Alonso coming in to replace Luke Shaw. Then for my midfield options, I'm looking at bringing in someone with more prowess. I'm looking at, I think, Ismail Sarr. I think many managers are actually transferring him in. And as you can see, his form guide is at 8.7 and at a value of 6.3. I think it's a really good bargain. He's already selected by 18.4% of the FPL managers. And Game Week 6, he was able to register 9 points. That's a total of 39 points. So in Game Week 7, he features against Leeds away. I think it's a decent fixture for him to also continue on his good run. But following Game Week 8 and 9, I think those will be tough fixtures for him. So a lot has to be considered while selecting him. But for now, I think we're just going to include him in our team. And yes, now up front, that brings another question: what to do with Ronaldo? Ronaldo, I think he's beginning to struggle ahead of his Game Week 7, 8 and 9 fixtures, because United, they put off, I wouldn't say it was a good performance against Villarreal, though he managed to come off. The man of cometh the month, cometh the hour, maybe opposite, but yeah, I think he's really decent, because much as he didn't really perform against Aston Villa, so that brought in a lot of questions and doubts. To maintaining the two forwards up front, that's Lukaku and Ronaldo, it's really expensive. And I was really thinking of bringing in someone cheaper and maybe someone also on form. So for this, Of course, I have alternatives. I'll be looking at Antonio from West Ham, and then also maybe Jamie Vardy from Leicester. So Jamie Vardy in game week 6, he faces Crystal Palace away, and we're hoping he continues on his good form run away. And as you can see, his performance hasn't really been that bad because he has only blanked against Man City and then Leicester. But the rest, he has really been good. And in terms of goals, actually in this fixture against Burnley, he scored an own goal, but he went ahead and scored 2 more goals for his club. So I think that was really good. So another person maybe you could also look at will be Antonio. He's back from his following his suspension, and I think he's one who's really going to dominate in this game week 7 fixture against Brentford. And as you can see, he's already selected by 45%. Wow. And at a value of 8.0, I think it's still up for grabs, if I want to call it that way. So right now it's now just a choice between the two, Jamie Vardy and then Antonio. Much as Antonio has currently his form is at 2.3, it's not really that convincing, but yeah, I think he's a good alternative as well going forward. So for now, I think I'm just going to stick with Jamie Vardy from Leicester, and I think that's how my team is going to look like. Though I'm not really so sure about Ismail Sarr, because after his game week 7, you wouldn't really know what to do with him. Either to let him go or something. I really don't know. But I think that's something you have to really look out for. For me, my other alternative for him will be, I think it will be either restoring Diego Jota, because he faces Man City in game week 7. And then after Man City, he's going to be facing Watford. And I think against Watford, he can be able to shine. And it's a really good fixture. And another player to maybe look out for will be a Man City player. Someone with good form currently. And also in our price range. So I think if only you can go in for Jota, I think you'll have to consider going in for, I think, Jack Grealish. And as you can see, he's already owned by 17%. And looking at his form guide, it's not really that bad as well. But on a good day, he can really turn out and produce 40 points. So he hasn't really displayed that much, but he has been able to feature for his side. Though, of course, there is that element of squad rotation that comes in with Pep Guardiola. So you can't really tell whether he'll be able to start or not. But he was able to feature for his side in the Champions League. So we're hoping he'll be able to feature. And if it doesn't, it may be a squad rotation. But against Liverpool, you'll expect Pep to field a strong side. So you never know. He might feature, he may not. But I think if he's on form, I think you'll have to consider maybe buying him. Because after Liverpool, game week 8, he faces Burnley and then Brighton in game week 9. So I think those are good fixtures that you can be able to maybe stand out and maybe like recover some points for you following his transfer. So for now, maybe you could bring in Sarr, and then in the next game week you can maybe bring in Grealish. So that's one person to really look out for. So Sarr 6.3, then also Jack Grealish. These are the two options right now that I'm really considering. The other picks maybe I'd look out for. I'm looking at maybe Greenwood. I haven't had him much this season, and I think he's in decent shape in terms of form. Knowing that I've let go of Ronaldo, I think he could be someone to come and back in for him in case Manu goes on a goal frenzy. And as you can see, he has only blanked twice in his season so far. And I think he has also been able to feature on almost every single game of the season. And against Everton, at home, I think he'll again look to dominate more. So he's really one to look out for. And as you can see, he's really selected by 16.4%. And he's another option maybe to look out for. But for now, I think we'll have to settle for, I think, Ismail Sarr from Watford, and see what he can bring us. Another option maybe I'd consider would be Zaha from Crystal Palace, who faces Leicester. I think he can still be able to maintain his good form, and knowing that he has a backing of his fans at the back, he'll look to perform and put in a good show for his team. So for now, I think we're going to settle with Ismail Sarr, and then maybe later on bring in someone like Grealish into our team. So for now, I'm just going to get Sarr. 6.3, I think is also a bargain, which will leave me with 3.0 in my bank. I can upgrade either Gray or maybe Rafinha into maybe someone better. And yeah, I think my team looks decent for now, and that's why I might go locked in. For Alonso, of course, we went for him because of his attacking mindset and his good favorable fixtures. So at the back, it could either be a triple up of Chelsea players, maybe 2 defenders, 2 midfielders, or maybe even 2 forwards. But I think for me right now, I'll just go with 2 Chelsea players. That's Lukaku and then Alonso. So that's my team. I'm taking a hit of 4 points because I made an additional 1 transfer. And that's how my team is going to look heading into ahead of this GAMEWEEK7 deadline, 2nd October at 1300. So yeah, that's my team following my changes, and I'm going to dive right into our squad selection. And in goal, I'm going to maintain Sanchez from Brighton, who faces Arsenal at home. Then for the defense, we're going to go with the back 4. That's Alonso, who faces Southampton, Robertson, who faces Man City, Ben White, who faces Brighton, and McCall against Newcastle. For midfield options, we're looking at Sarr, who faces Leeds, Gray, who's going to verse Manchester United, and then Salah against Man City, then lastly, Rafinha against Watford. So for our forward options, I think it's really looking strong. That's Lukaku against Southampton, and then Jamie Vardy against Crystal Palace. So again, Lukaku is a preferred set and forget captaincy pick for the next few game weeks, ahead of Salah and then Ronaldo. So for Ronaldo is out, in case maybe he performs better, we can maybe bring him on back. So for now, our captaincy pick, we're going to give the armband to Lukaku, and then for his vice, we're going to leave it on Jamie Vardy. So yes, that's my team heading into GameWeek7. So wish me luck and then Godspeed. And hey, don't forget to like and subscribe, and then also leave a comment to let me know what you think of my squad. And yes, Godspeed.